I don't know. I just don't think there's a heaven or a hell.
Sure.
Yeah, there probably is a God,
Probably is a God.
but I don't think it's the one that, like, in Christianity. How can you, like, say, like, oh, if you're like this and this, you're gonna go to hell?
What do you think Christianity says you have to do to go to heaven?
Well, I know you have to be baptized.
You know the Bible actually doesn't say that?
That's what my dad told me.
Do you know why Jesus died on the cross? Here's the truth. God won't send an innocent person to hell, but no one's innocent. If you were to die today, where would you be for eternity?
So it's where you realize that you sin against God.
I don't really know.
You don't know? You grew up in any type of church background?
Yeah, I did.
What'd you grow up?
Christianity.
Christianity? And what do you believe now?
I just believe, personally, I think we just don't really go anywhere. I believe in science, so.
Believe, like total atheist now, or
I don't know. I just don't think there's a heaven or a hell.
don't think there's a heaven or hell?
No.
So, do you believe that there could be a God, or
Yeah, there probably is a God,
probably is a God?
but I don't think it's the one that, like, in Christianity.
Not the one of the. Okay. What led you to that belief?
I don't know. I just feel like there's so many, like, different circumstances in life. How can you, like, say, like, oh, if you're like this and this, you're gonna go to hell? Like, there's too many, like, different circumstances to, like, put innocent people in that category, in my opinion.
Well, I'm curious about that. You said different, like you got to do this and this. So, what do you think Christianity says you have to do to go to heaven?
Well, I know you have to be baptized.
You know the Bible actually doesn't say that?
They say that you have to either be baptized, like, in the Holy Spirit. That's what my dad told me. He said you have to either be baptized, like, in water, or you can be baptized, like, in the Holy Spirit.
Well, that's interesting. The Bible actually says Jesus is talking to a very religious man in John chapter 3. And he says, truly, truly, I say to you, unless one is born again, he can't enter the kingdom of heaven. And Nicodemus says, what? Do I have to go back in my mother's womb? Like, what do you mean to be born again? And Jesus says, truly, truly, I say unto you, you must be born of the water and of the Spirit. So everyone's born of the water when they enter the world. The water breaks, right? Someone's born in the world. But then he's talking about something spiritual has to happen. Like, you have to be born again. Something spiritual isn't something we can do based on our physical things. It's something that God does within us. Do you know why Jesus died on the cross?
So we can all go to heaven.
But why death on the cross? Like, why did he choose to die? Why didn't he swim across the Pacific Ocean? Or why didn't he climb Mount Everest? Or swim down to the Mariana Trench? Like, why did he die on a cross?
I'm not sure why.
The reason, it talks about this in Romans 6:23, says the wages of sin is death. In our sin, it deserves death. But the free gift of God is everlasting life through Jesus our Lord. Earlier you talked about, I don't see why God would send an innocent person to hell. Here's the truth. God won't send an innocent person to hell, but no one's innocent. How many lies do you have to tell to be a liar?
I guess one.
One. How many things do you have to steal to be a thief?
Yeah, one.
One. And everyone's guilty of various things and many things. And God not only sees our outward actions, but he even knows our heart. He knows the things that we've forgotten ourselves. So all those things, no one's innocent. It says that. No one's righteous, no, not one. But God, knowing the worst thing you've ever done, worst thing you ever thought of, ever will do, ever will think, he came to this world, lived a sinless life, and died for you on the cross. Now, he does call us to be baptized, but baptism is supposed to represent something. It's not that being submerged in water saves you, because that's just water. I mean, it's just water in a pool at a church or a thing, that's not what saves you. But when you're baptized, it says in Romans 6 that, don't you know that we who are baptized into his death? So we are crucified with him, meaning that we spiritually die to who we once were. And just as we're raised out of the water, that's representing that we have new life in him. Just as Jesus rose from the grave into new life, we have new life in him. We're saved not because then of what we do, but because of what he's done for us. Challenge for you. You said you grew up Christian. Did you ever read the Bible for yourself? I know you probably heard it in church or heard people quote things, but have you ever read it for yourself?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit? Do you have a Bible?
Not with me, no, but at home, yeah.
At home? Where are you from?
I'm from Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
So,
what are you in school for?
Medicine.
Oh, okay.
Pre-med.
Do you want to be a doctor or?
I want to go to PA school, a physician's assistant.
Yeah. I'll give you, here's this cool thing. Looks like $1 million.
Okay.
It's the Gospel of John. There's only 21 chapters. And the reason why it's $1 million is because what Jesus has done for us, the fact that God himself came down and died on the cross for you, worth more than $1 million. So there's 21 chapters there. It takes on average 4 minutes to read a chapter in the New Testament. Spend 5 minutes a day. You'll finish it in less than a month. See what God would speak directly to you, and ask God to give you a fresh look. I don't know what your religious background was. A lot of people grew up in the church and they have a different idea about Jesus than who he actually is. But I don't, you shouldn't know who Jesus is based on what other people tell you about him. You should know who Jesus is based on what he tells you about himself.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. What was your name?
Madison.
Madison Andrew. Nice talking with you,
It was
Madison.
nice to meet you.
Take care.